You never know when you are going to find yourself on welcome or coffee duty in the courtyard of the Gentiles. You just don't know. I met a lady through Called and Gifted Conversations the other week who is a member of the Ordinariat, and she doesn't mind, who knows that she's become a Catholic. She wants to tell the world through the Ordinariat, and she told a friend in the post office queue, and there was a small lady between the two of them, and that small lady said, "Oh, I've always wanted to think about becoming a Catholic." So this lady said, "Well," and the next year that lady became a Catholic. I won't tell you the whole story because the bishop's heard this twice anyway, but I got on the 1018 here one day and it was heaving, and I was going to the bishop's conference Courtyard of the Gentiles meeting, and I had to sit down with three ladies who'd got champagne, crisps, nuts. They were going to have a day out. They said to me, "Would you like a glass of champagne?" I said, "No, I'm just going off to meet a whole load of clergy." It was out of my mouth before. And they said, "Oh, are you a priest?" I said, "No, I'm a Catholic, so I'm not a priest." "Oh, are you a token woman?" So I thought, oh. So I said, "No, people actually want to hear what I have to say, whatever sex I am in the church." And they said, "So what are you going to?" And when I looked up, the whole carriage was going. So I had to put my book away, and I had to tell the whole carriage what I was going to. And then another day, I was doing a tea party in here. It was part of my research studies, and we had a tea party around that triptych. That triptych is, let me get this right, the Orthodox, Lenten, Jeremiah text. There's Jesus in there. It's modern, contemporary, new. When it's shut, it's covered in diametric patterns, and I'll shut it later. You can see it's God radiating out to his people. And there was a First Communion service going on, and there were several people in here. This man and his son came out here. They didn't mind who knew that the son had been to the toilets. And the little boy stood there, and he was looking at the geometric pattern, and he said, "What's that?" So I said, "Well, it's God radiating out to his people." And he said, "Oh," and he said, "Was God, no, how did he put it? Was God ever a person?" And I stood there, and I was opening that, and I was thinking, was God ever a person? And his father was saying, "Shush, don't ask awkward questions." And then as soon as I opened it, this 7-year-old boy said, "Of course he was a person, he was Jesus." And I thought, oh, hallelujah for 7-year-old boys who've got the answer that temporarily eluded me because I was so distracted. You just never know when you're in the post office queue, on the train, you never know. When somebody says, "What did you do this weekend?" Say, "I went to Mass." And they say, "Oh," and you'd be surprised at the conversations. So how do we do this? Are 4 characteristics of how we should talk to people. And this makes me feel so much better because I know that I don't have to go up to people and say, "Have you been saved?" Because I know when people ask me that, I think, oh my. This says we should have clarity in the way that we speak. We should know what we're talking about. And it does say that this kind of clarity is of the highest intellectual and spiritual endeavour that we are called to do. So we should be very clear in how we speak, and we should be intelligible and look for a kind of thought transfusion. We should have the meekness of Christ. He didn't go up to people and say, he went up and talked to people. He had a conversation with people. The woman at the well. He engaged with people. He had dialogue. I read somewhere recently he was the greatest psychologist there was. He knew how to speak to people. And the Ecclesiam Surin says about this, "Learn of me, for I am meek and humble of heart." So we shouldn't be arrogant. We should be peaceful, the encyclical says. We should have confidence in our faith. I mean, why would we not have confidence in our faith? That's why we're here today. And we should have goodwill to the person we're speaking to. So be confident in our words. Be confident that the Lord will give us the right words. I recently met a young man. I was on a pilgrimage who was having quite a battle with his faith. Very, very intelligent young man. And I was very happy to be his punch bag, probably most days, his spiritual punch bag, because I found that in exploring his doubts, that affirmed my faith. And I hope he'll go back and find someone, I hope he'll go back and find a priest to speak to, because that's what he needed, but we didn't have one with us. But I hope I just gave him a bit of time, a bit of space to say, "I haven't done another thing," because those of you who have children will know they don't talk to you about it. My son isn't going to talk to me about any doubts, but he might talk to somebody else's mum or dad, but not me. So be available, particularly for young people. Let them say whatever they like to you about the church, about their faith, and explore it with them, and be their punch bag if necessary. But the dialogue is what really matters, is what Ecclesiam Suum says. And the last one is prudence. So if Angela McGrory was here, she'd say, yes, that's mine. Because what Ecclesiam Suum says ahead of its time, be very aware of who you're speaking to. A child, vulnerable. I mean, that child was with his dad, so I was, even though his dad told him not to ask silly questions, I was really glad he was with his dad. Be aware of the vulnerable, be aware somebody's going to be hostile. Just be very prudent, it says. So, next time you are anywhere, the post office queue, on the train, or on the street, or whatever, just try and get those 4 things. You can go away and look this up. You'll find it buried in the depths of Ecclesiam Suum. It says the characteristics. You'll find it there. It's a very long encyclical. And you don't have to go to someone and say, have you been saved? You don't have to go to someone and say, I want to take you to Mass. You just have to be open and honest about you and your Catholicism and your Christianity, and drop it in the conversation and wait to see what they ask you. And if someone wants to beat you up about your faith, let them. But be confident, be firm, and see what words come to you. So, all you need is a little bit of a charism of evangelism. I don't have a huge charism of evangelism, but in my discernment, I was also told I had a charism of encouragement, which mixes the two together. So I'll talk to anybody anywhere, but you won't find me on the Buttercross preaching. And I don't need to walk up to someone in the street and evangelise. I wait. Trust me, people, like cats know when someone doesn't like them, and they certainly need. Atheists, agnostics come to me, and they say, even on a train with bottles of champagne, and then the whole, So just wait, let people talk to you and let the words come. And if you'd like to join our team, we're a very nice, small but perfectly formed team. Myself, Father Philip Carroll, Francis Connolly, we'd like to see you. Thank you very much.